a wound caused by oppression. By teaching us to heal the wound and not take vengeance on our oppressors, he is showing us a way to make the world whole again. He's showing us a way to look within ourselves for the internal fortitude and moral strength to deal with those who have dealt unfairly with us. The proof of his message I found in my travels to Europe, China, and Africa. Over the last 6 months, I've gone to all those places. In Europe, I visited the Netherlands, where I shared parts of his book with some of my cohort members in a presentation on mentoring, where in that presentation I stressed that portion of Saha's book that talks about the trust relationship. As a mentor, one of the most important things you can do is build trust with your protege. My students and members of my seminars responded very well to the message and asked me to come back and continue to relate to Saha and continue to bring his messages back to them. In China, I visited with small business owners. These small business owners, after having lived in a country that had cut them off virtually completely from the world, were looking for ways of building trust with people who looked very, very different from them and had governmental structures very different from them. There too, I used portions of Saha's book to underscore the importance of behavior based on trust and hope for the future. My last trip, my wife and I just returned from 3 weeks in South Africa. Trust was very important there, especially with our relationship with our jungle guides. We had guides that took us into the jungle, where I was as close to lions as I am to that pole, where I was as close to elephants as that pole over there, and as close to giraffes as the pole down there. And that's because giraffes are very skittish around people. They tended to move away from us. I realized right away that what gave me comfort with all of those truly wild animals was the messages I had learned from Saha's book, and that is to trust a relationship. My students and readers with whom I've shared the book have enjoyed Saha's direct and open writing style, his depth and clarity of ideas, as well as his relentless courage by expressing those things that we know we need to say to our relationship partners, and quite often are afraid to say, either because we're afraid of hurting their feelings or we have not lived up to our end of the deal. In my own marriage, I've really come to understand the importance of trust. I am very fortunate to be the husband of a truly great woman. She is the mother of my children, and as I look around the room and see the mothers and their children, it helps me to realize my role as man. And man must be a helpmate, a true helpmate to his women. And that's because nobody walks the face of the planet Earth unless a woman says it's okay. Am I right or wrong? I'm right. Thank you. Saha's works are expressed through love, truth, and spirituality. My message to him is to keep on writing, keep on pushing, keep on connecting, keep on healing. I encourage Saha to connect his topic of hope to business, where the next frontier lies for creating opportunities of interconnectedness. I encourage Saha to bring his message to all communities, and I invite him to come to my class. I invite him to come to my community, the African American community, and share his message there. I invite him to travel with me to the Chinese community and share his message there, and the Korean community. as well as the communities of Latino as well as Samoan extraction. I have relationships built through the Table 100 and the Rotary, and I invite you to come there. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I have a message for you. And that message is continue to support Saha. Encourage him to spread his message, and when and where you have opportunities, spread that message with him. I invite you too to join other communities in celebrating his message. And I thank you for recognizing his genius and making this wonderful afternoon possible. I further